Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome to something of an update video for the 13th of August 2018. Please don't look at my character too much, she looks literally awful. I mean, it was not my intention to record my character looking like this, it's just that, I don't know, I still haven't gotten different armor pieces from this. It's just, the reason why I have these armor pieces is because these are the pieces that I was able to make just to give myself some defense. I was at the point where I was hunting like Odogaron with the default leather armor set, so I just needed something to give me a little bit more defense during the low rank part of the game, and that's what I currently have. I'm now in the early part of the high rank story mode, and I haven't played too much. I've played about 17 hours of the game so far, as you were able to see, so, you know, I still have a lot to do before sort of getting towards the end game, but yeah. At the very least, I am playing the game. That's something that is worth mentioning. Let's go ahead and claim our login bonus, I guess. Another voucher, and I got 5 potions. Whoa, I mean, can you believe that I got a max potion, I think, for yesterday, and then after logging in one more day I get 5 potions? It's a bit of a downgrade for the the daily login reward, but anyway, I'm not going to question it too much. You were able to see there that I have about 224, whatever it's called, honey, yeah. I wasn't able to remember the name of honey, that's a good sign. No, in actuality, I just woke up, so my commentary here might not be phenomenal, but either way. Yeah, so this update video is mainly just to say, yes, I am indeed playing World on PC. I, of course, for those of you who are not aware, did sell my PS4 as well as my old copy of World, simply because I can't even say simply, smoothly, because I'm, like, so tired. But anyway, yes, aside from my inability to speak, I just didn't really want to put any more time into the PS4 version because I knew that the PC version was going to be the definitive version for me, and that this is what I was really going to put time into. So I knew that if I stopped playing at the time that I did, and just didn't touch the game anymore, there would be 2 things that would work in my favour. The first thing being that I wouldn't have to leave behind this really well-established save. Actually, there were 3 things that worked in my favour. The first thing would be that I wouldn't have to leave behind this really well-established save. The second thing is that because I haven't actually played the game for a while, like several months by now, it's a lot more enjoyable to go back and play it again, whereas if I had just played it and I had to do it again, it would be really frustrating, at least for me. I know some people didn't have that frustration. I had one friend who had only gone through maybe midway through high rank and was immediately making a second female character when the first one was a male character, and I'm just thinking, like, imagine if you put all that time that you're putting into your second character into your main character. I think you'd be better off, but anyway, that's just how I feel when it comes to playing a Monster Hunter game. You really should try to, I don't know, centralize all the time that you're playing on the game into one specific profile, otherwise you just sort of lose the, I guess, the relevance of all that time that you put into it, in my opinion. But anyway, the third benefit to that was that I didn't really have to force myself to play a game that I wasn't hugely into at the time. I mean, it wouldn't have been so far as forcing myself, but at the very least I was very comfortable stopping. It's not like I really had to force myself to stop playing the game. Like, oh, I really want to play it, but the PC version's coming, so I have to stop, you know. There wasn't that sort of mental conflict going on for me, because I just wasn't that into the game. Because, well, for one thing, the end game wasn't hugely interesting to me. I still had a lot of things that I wanted to do in the end game. I had only barely scratched the surface of what I actually wanted to do with my character, but it still wasn't particularly interesting as an end game, because for me, the replayability that I get out of an online Monster Hunter game is the online community, and that is close to non-existent in World, at least on the PS4 and Xbox 360 as far as I can tell. I'm going to assume it will be the same for the PC version. People are probably going to be playing it with friends, and if they're not playing it with friends, they're not, you know, typing to people online. They may like talk to them verbally, I don't know, because you can choose to have voice activity on or off. But that's a really weird thought. Playing Monster Hunter with random people and being able to talk to them, that's like really uncomfortable as a thought for me. Like, I don't know if I would want to do that. it's the reason why it's an uncomfortable thought is because I've put so many thousands of hours into Monster Hunter online play with a keyboard. You know, Monster Hunter Tri and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, more specifically. Those are the two games that I played in the series, which is a total of about 3,200 hours worth of play, you know, with a keyboard. And that, I don't know, that just feels a lot more comfortable to me than, like, talking to random people. But that's probably just because I'm really used to doing something different to that of talking to people. So, I mean, I'm open to doing it, it's just a really weird thought. But I don't even know if people are doing that in online play. I haven't really done any online play whatsoever. I fired my first SOS flare, so I've got the achievement for that. But I only did that because I was having a few problems with an Anjanath, and because I got disconnected from the online servers anyway, I just had to solo the thing regardless. So, yeah, the thing that I've been having with the internet, well, not necessarily the internet, but the servers, I think my internet's fine. It's just the servers have been crashing for me lately, at least during the first 2 days or so of the release of the game. I think they're all right now. I'm not really getting disconnected anymore, or at least I don't think I got disconnected yesterday, and I haven't been disconnected so far. So maybe they're all right now, but the reason why I haven't really experienced the online in World PC so far is because the servers have really not handled the load too well, at least in my region. I keep on getting disconnected constantly, like not even while attempting to do things like play online. It's the sort of game where it's always online, at least that's how it feels, and so you just randomly get messages like you have lost connection, to the server, things like that. So yeah, the thing that is being told to me is pretty much, hey, the servers are freaking losing their shit because there are so many people playing. So yeah, I haven't really bothered with the online yet, but once again, seems like it's getting a bit more stable, so I might be able to do that. And what that means is that I will be recording, and that's something that I really want to be doing. I'm currently recording, as you can see it right now, at 60 frames per second, at 1080p, but I generally play at unlocked FPS, which generally sits at above 100 frames per second on max settings for me. So I have to sort of knock it down to 60 to record it, because you can't really upload it higher than 60 frames per second on YouTube as far as I know. And if I try to record at 60 frames per second while the game is running at like 100, the result will be sort of a jittery recording. I had that sort of issue when I was trying to record Skyrim for PC, which was sitting at around 100 frames per second as well. No, that might have been as high as 120. And I know the issue that I was having there was that all my camera movements just looked like trash, even though it was clear that, although I do remember the game running at 60, so I don't know. Oh no, it was running at, and don't worry, my mind is just not present today because I'm freaking tired. But anyway, yes, it was running at 100. Long story short, I have dropped my game right here down to 60 so that I can record it smoothly, and I will be doing the same thing when it comes to recording online, you know, hunts. Because, as you guys probably are aware, in my Random Hunt series before, I did have a number of videos of me hunting online in World, sort of around the time it had first come out. I don't know if it was still in January at that time. I think it was sort of late January when I was recording. Of course, the game came out on like the 25th of January, something like that, of 2018. And at the very least, I had a number of recordings of World at that time, and I plan to sort of do the same thing with this game. I didn't do an introductory recording for World here on PC because I thought that it really wouldn't be necessary, because I'd already done it once with the PS4 version, so it would be literally the exact same visual experience with just a slightly different commentary, and I don't think that that's necessary. I don't think you guys are that starved for something that is mildly entertaining, so I will avoid doing things like that. Anyway, I'm just trying to think if there is anything else that I want to talk about, just as far as updating. There is also Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate that is coming. As I think I may have indicated to you guys in the past, I will indeed be buying Generations Ultimate, and I will probably be putting more time into that game than this game. And, well, I know that I indicated that to you in the past, because I said very strong words like, you know, fuck Monster Hunter World, I'm not even going to get that on PC now. Things like that. Of course, that was just an emotional response to the fact that Double Cross was getting a fucking translation. That came so out of left field that I mean, I was just so excited. I was just thinking that, you know, the entire relevance of World had just gone out the door because Double Cross is coming to the West. And I still sort of feel that way. It's just that I do think that World still has a place somewhere in my life as a Monster Hunter fan. So I am going to put time into it, and I am very comfortable to be able to come into this game here on PC and know that this is my character. I'm not going to abandon this character at any point. Any time that I put into this character is going to be logged forever, saved to the Steam cloud. It will always be something that I can recount or recover, and, you know, all of that time has been accounted for in Steam. That's what I want out of my World experience. Because the game is not good enough on its own for the experience itself to just, I guess, take place on a completely separate console like, say, the Switch. For the most part, at this point in my gaming life, I want to have pretty much every single game that I play be recorded on Steam, sort of thing. But once again, with a game like Double Cross, I'm happy to give it a shot on the Switch. Of course, I'm very excited for Double Cross. Once again, this will be like reiterating the update video I did for the announcement of Generations Ultimate. But it hasn't been since Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate that I've been able to sit down in front of an online Monster Hunter game with a keyboard and type to people. You know, I really miss that. I believe that the same functionality will exist for Generations Ultimate. I don't know why that wouldn't be the case, so I will just go ahead and assume that will be happening. And I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen with that. I would love to play more 3 Ultimate, it's just that I don't know, I don't feel like playing it. Maybe because there's just no online community anymore. People have moved on to other Monster Hunter games at this point. Many of them have probably sold their Wii U's at this point, which is such a weird thought, because I'm thinking in my head, well, hold on. You've put time into a Monster Hunter game and then you sell the console that you put time into? I mean, mind you, I did do that with my Wii, but I was foolish back then. Hey guys, I'm back. I cannot remember what I was actually talking about when I last left off, so therefore, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a cause for me to wrap up the update video, I don't know. But, yeah, in the end, I would say that I'm going to put more time into Generations Ultimate, and I am excited to see what the playing of that's going to be like. I'm just kind of hoping to jog my memory to, like, whatever my previous statement was. Because I was in the middle of a sentence when I got interrupted. It was fucking annoying. Anyway, so, in the end, I don't think there's much more that I want to discuss. Oh, you want a teaser? I'm going to be streaming Demon's Souls soon. Well, I say soon, but in actuality, it's probably going to be around November. I will start doing that. The reason why is because I'm going overseas soon. I will be going overseas in September and October, and just getting all that streaming shit started is going to be a lot easier to get started in November once all that is just finished. There are financial and time-related reasons as to why it will be easier to do it in November, as opposed to like now or something. But I really want to record like an introduction video to Demon's Souls, you see. Like, I'm really itching to do it, where I sort of tell you the Demon's Souls story of Doomlink and, you know, my experience with the game. And also, you know, do it on camera as well, like with my phone or something. I did sort of like a trial thing where I worked out if I'd be able to record it with my phone. And yeah, I can put it in a decent position, sort of to the right of where my computer screen sits, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I was thinking I may as well show off my various copies of Demon's Souls, because I do have a number of them, and that would be cool to do if I'm on camera anyway. And just sort of tell the story behind me acquiring those copies, because it is kind of closely linked to my experience with the game. And it's really amazing because the two game series that I still love the most to this day are the Souls series and the Monster Hunter series. And both of them were started during the same year. It's incredible. Like, literally within months of each other, I started them. It's really amazing to me that I started both of those game series during the same year. It blows my mind. But anyway, I will indeed see you guys in some video that I record in the future. Hopefully I will be doing some Monster Hunter World. I would like to do that, but I'm still not 100% sure if the servers are to be trusted just yet. If they are, then great. I'll be doing some Monster Hunter World recording. Of course, when Generations Ultimate comes out later in this month, or later on in this month, I will indeed be recording some of that, but you probably won't be seeing that until September, obviously, because I think it comes out on the 31st or something, so yeah, you will indeed be seeing that sometime in September. Expect some world recordings of me just going through the game. Oh yeah, I may as well show you my current progress through the game here. I almost forgot. So let's have a look at the guild card. I can show you what I've been using here. Pretty much exclusively heavy bowgun and bow, and the reason why is because these are two weapon types that I really wanted to return to play World. See, that there were certain things about World that I missed when I stopped playing it, and those two things were, well, maybe it was there anything else? No, it was mainly playing with the bow and using spread heavy bowgun. Now, I'll show you the weapons that I have here. I have two heavy bowguns. I have the, whatever it's called, I'm trying to remember the name of it, Anjanath heavy bowgun. And then I've also got the Tobikadachi heavy bowgun here. The reason why I have the Tobikadachi heavy bowgun was because I needed a tail to upgrade this gun, but I still haven't upgraded it because, like, it requires Anjanath fangs, and those are so annoying to get. Oh my god. I can't even begin to describe to you how livid it makes me to try and get Anjanath fangs. I mean, I haven't really tried to get them in the PC version, but back in the PS4 version when I was playing through the game, because I had this gun upgraded back then as well. You'll be able to see, like, you know, as I was going through the Random Hunt series, that I was using this sort of upgraded version of the Anjanath heavy bowgun in those videos, like when it had more of a defined appearance than this. This one looks very generic, but anyway, I had to go through the experience of getting Anjanath fangs back then, and fuck me dead, I really don't want to do it now. I'll probably end up trying to do it, but yeah. I got the Tobikadachi heavy bowgun for the purposes of cutting that tail, because I wasn't going to try and do it with dragon piercing with the bow, and I wasn't really in a position to upgrade a weapon high enough that was Blade Master that was going to comfortably hit the Anjanath tail, so I just decided to get a slicing heavy bowgun, and it's unfortunately my strongest weapon now, because it was the easiest for me to upgrade. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, I'll try and... I'm mainly using the Tobikadachi heavy bowgun for pierce, and then if I want to get up close and personal to the monster, I'll pull out the Anjanath heavy bowgun for some spread. Also, that's one thing that I forgot to mention, I've turned off damage numbers, and it's so much fun. I love it. Because the thing is, I know instinctively what the monster's weak points are, and if I don't know what they are, then I can just use the reference in game here to see what the weak points are. So instead of like gazing at damage numbers, if you instead gaze at the monster and you watch the point where you've impacted the monster, instead of looking at any damage numbers, it's so much more interactive, it's amazing. And I think I played better without staring at the damage numbers to serve as confirmation that I'm dealing good damage. I instead use, like, the sparks that fly off the monster when I hit it with my shot or my arrows, and the vibration of the controller, and I can also more carefully, I guess, confirm the exact point where the shots made contact with the monster, because I'm not looking at the damage numbers as well. So it's basically me confirming the exact same information just without specific numbers, and then do it in a much more interactive and exciting way. It's so much fun. I love turning off damage numbers, and I realized that that was probably one thing that was, without me knowing it, sort of weighing on me when it came to playing World, because, you know, there were certain things about World that made me miss the old Monster Hunter games. Well, I've realized that that's one of them. Like, relying on damage numbers sort of had me fatigued. I wanted to go back to the old style, and lo and behold, turning off damage numbers in World makes more of an impact than I thought. I thought, you know, well, it's still World, it's still quite different, so damage numbers or not, it's going to feel really, you know, it's going to feel like World, not like an older Monster Hunter game, but astoundingly, it makes a lot of difference for me to have no damage numbers. So once again, you should try it yourself, see if you can have more fun with the game, and yeah, that's my recommendation to you. Some people are just so, you know, a lot of the combat enjoyment that they get out of the game is by seeing large numbers appearing on the screen, which is, it's quite sad that their combat enjoyment in Monster Hunter has been reduced to nothing more than looking at big numbers appearing on the screen. That's my personal opinion. I think the Monster Hunter series is more than that, and turning off damage numbers allowed me to see that again. It allowed me to see that this game is actually designed really well when it comes to having no damage numbers, because they give you so many other indications as to how damaging you are to the monster with every attack you make. So yeah, definitely recommended by me. Either way, that is it for now. I've got some background noise, so this is a good time for me to go ahead and end it. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in whatever recording you happen to see me in next. Bye bye.